Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Simon from Yellow Cap Performance. Now, this is recovery week. Now, today's Wednesday, so I haven't even recorded the last couple of days, but we haven't really done much at all. We had the day off work on Monday, just pure recovery, I don't even know what I did on Monday. I rested, stayed on the couch. I couldn't walk, I couldn't move. We did physio in the morning, did an ice bath on Monday. And then, that's pretty much all we did on Monday. Yesterday we worked, but we did a early morning ice bath, just 2-minute wake up session / try recover before work. Been eating a lot of food, trying to, pick ourselves back up after marathon, trying to bring the energy levels back up. This morning, what have I done? Nothing much so far, just resting. It's midday now. We start work today at 2 p.m, so we've got a late afternoon session. So we're going to go jump into the ice bath right now. I checked it this morning and it's still at a nice chilly 11 degrees. We set it up on Monday. So should be pretty good to go. Don't see why not. So we're ready to jump in. We're going to jump in for a nice 10-minute session today. That should get some good recovery. And we actually haven't done any yoga or any stretching. We need to actually do that. But we'll get there eventually. So just going to dunk straight in. Oh, this is actually so cold, man. But we're doing 10 minutes, we're dunking and just cracking on 10 minutes. Because we need it. We need it. I checked the water. Okay. Just control the breathing. 11 minutes. Oh. Oh. So just standing in the sun here a little bit to warm up, dry up. That's chilly. So, while we're doing this recovery video, it would be a disadvantage to you guys if I didn't share some of my weekly things I do generally on a Monday, but due to the way this week is gone, I haven't actually gotten around to it yet. But I started this journey about 10 months ago. November last year is when I started my health fitness journey. Before that, I was a couch potato. I sat on the couch, played video games, didn't do anything good for me. And just got to the point where I was like, I'm getting it in the ground early. This isn't working for me. In fact, it wouldn't work for anyone, really. It's a really unhealthy lifestyle. So I, started researching performance, fitness, how to get into, health and fitness, how to improve my lifestyle. And, started running, started eating healthier. And me being a nurse, I know all these precursors, high blood pressure, how all these things can affect you later on in life. To be fair, my blood pressure was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. My resting heart rate was high. I'd have to look back into the data correctly, but before I started running, my resting heart rate was maybe about 74, 76. So that was my resting heart rate. My blood pressure was in the 120s. But it's only been recent that I've actually started logging this data, like maybe over the last 2 months, where on a Monday, because that's the thing, you don't need to check this data frequently. But it's good to get a baseline trend to see how you're going, where you're going, and what's sort of happening. So you can start doing things sooner rather than later to try to change your lifestyle, to try to fix things up. So every day, I've got the Garmin here. So Garmin's pretty good. Every day, I'll do a health snapshot. Generally, when I wake up, I try to do it when I wake up, but if I'm at work, at the hospital, I'll do it as soon as I get to the hospital, and I've sat down for the day, I'll do it there. If it's a day at home with the kids, sometimes I forget in the morning. Sometimes I don't wake up early enough. Especially because I haven't been running in the mornings. But when I get into a routine of running, we're doing the snapshot, before we run or straight after we run, something like that. But yeah, so today's 12:20. Kids have gone out with the wife. I'm going to work soon. So we're going to do the health snapshot now. Then once a week, I'll calibrate just to make sure that the watch is reading what proper hospital medical equipment reads. So I'll chuck the SATS probe onto my finger. And I always do it on the finger that my watch is on, because what perfuses to my wrist will perfuse to my finger. If I start reading on this finger, it can technically read different to what my left wrist will do. So I always chuck it on the same hand. So right now, the SATS probe says heart rate is 68, saturation's a 99. And so now that I've got that on, I'll just rest, get myself calm, and I'll start the measurement on the Garmin. It's a 2-minute read. They're both now saying my heart rate's about 77. So there we go, 2-minute read. I'm happy that the SATS probe was linking up with the Garmin. It's more just for peace of mind for me, because I've got the equipment to make sure that it is reading properly, that I do it. Otherwise, you don't need to. These are pretty accurate. But so after that 2-minute session, average heart rate was 67. I was a little bit stressed. Sats are about 98% on average. I did just come out of the ice bath, so my body is naturally in a more state of stress. So I'm trying to calm down after that. And I'm talking into the GoPro, so that does raise the bar a little bit higher. But so I normally do that one. I do the SATS probe once a week with the health snapshot that I do daily. And then once a week also, Once a week also, I'm doing a blood pressure check. Now that's the other thing, if you don't have the resources, this isn't something that you need to do daily. It's not something you need to do weekly unless you're sick. If you're not sick, you don't need to. But because I've got the resources, because I'm a nurse and because I know what I'm looking for, I do it a little bit more than probably needed, just for a baseline, just to see how my body's going and how I'm coping with stress. I do this more from a performance perspective to see if my body is more stressed than it needs to be, if I'm sick, to see how I'm going. So like I said, I've only been doing this maybe the last month and a half, the blood pressure, and then I'll log it into my Apple statistics to get a baseline of how my health is, see if I'm upwards trending, downwards trending, if I got to make changes to my lifestyle. Blood pressure is a precursor for cardiovascular disease, diabetes, pretty much any chronic issues your blood pressure is a precursor for. So it's good to want to try get your blood pressure good. So right now my blood pressure is 111/84, which is really good. New data has been coming into the world where in the hospital, see, the thing about a hospital is we're all about treating a sick patient. So our between the flags are to identify a sick patient and treat the sick patient. But if you're not sick, you don't want to get to the point where you are sick. So for a healthy person, for me, I'm going to want my blood pressure as low as humanly possible. So new data's been coming out that for healthy people, it used to be gold standard that the best blood pressure was 120/80. They're now saying the systolic, so the higher number, should actually be below 120, and 120 is probably signs that it's too high. You got to change stuff with your lifestyle. So before I was running, my systolic was about 125 to 130, which is still pretty good. No issues to have at all. But since I've been running, it's dropped. Why? I'm going to get back to you on that later in this video. I've got to do research as to why or how physical exercise helps with your blood pressure and helps with cardiovascular disease and all that kind of stuff. But basically, if you do have hypertension and you do have high blood pressure, it's still never too late. And you don't have to go out running marathons like me and have all these ambitions to run all these things. You know, you don't even have to run. Just getting out there, going for a walk can drastically improve your blood pressure, can drastically minimize you from cardiovascular disease and those kind of stresses in life. Definitely today, my legs and my body still quite sore, but a lot better than the last 2 days. Monday was bad, Tuesday was about the same, Wednesday starting to get better, but still a long way to go. I'm gonna go pick up the new iPhone. You excited?
Yes, I am.
Today is Friday, by the way. Didn't end up running this morning. Alright, ladies and gents, so Friday evening, finally jumping into the ice bath for the first time today. Had a busy morning, had a lot of stuff on today, so kids were up, we were out and about, didn't have time, so kids are finally in bed, not sleeping just yet, but they're in bed, that's all we need, right? Just gonna jump into trusty old icy bath. Alright, got 5 seconds 2, 1. So that's 10-minute ice bath. Heart rate dropped nice and low to about like 50. So drone's still going. We're gonna see if it can follow us inside. And alright, that wraps, I stepped in oil. That wraps up Sydney Marathon recovery week, I guess you could say. Did not do much at all, literally just ice bathing, rest and work. We worked 2 days. Started to feel good. Friday, could have gone for one on Friday, but just busy with late nights and everything. Didn't end up doing a run. We're up here in Queensland for this week, so we're going to be doing just vlogging of our holiday. I'm going to be doing 3 or 4 runs this week while we're up here on the Gold Coast. Why not? Soak up the sun, soak up the vibe, soak up the atmosphere. So we're going to do a couple runs in the morning along the beach. We'll vlog those and record those. I've brought the drone up, so we're going to do a couple of drone footage. Kind of keen to do some of that while I'm running, but otherwise yeah, next week's video is just going to be a holiday vlog of the Yellow Cat family. Hope you all have a wonderful week. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for following, thanks for showing your support. We recovered well from Sydney Marathon and looking forward to the next event. I realized I recorded a section in this video to go in of what my next runs are and my next plans and goals, but that didn't end up getting saved properly. Only half of it got saved, so we lost that footage. So we'll dive into that in the next couple of weeks. Sneak preview for you, next event is Sydney Half Marathon in May next year. So we've got 8 months to train, 8 months to build, 8 months to put on size and gain muscle and strength and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get into that a little bit in one of the next couple of videos. But yeah, Sydney Half Marathon by Runaway Hocker Half is our next event. Sign up so you don't miss out your spot. We're doing that. 2 weeks later, we're backing up with UTA 22, which is about 85% sold. So if you want to join Yellow Cat Performance in UTA, book your spot in that as well. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, show your support, show the algorithm who Yellow Cat Performance is, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. We love you all.